Hello. Welcome to the cover for my new mixtape cassette. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, nobody likes a dirty, nasty, no-good traitor who betrays their friends, their country, possibly their workplace, or spouse, or friends, or the guy at the gas station. For 25 years, Robert Hansen was an FBI agent. He was a family man. People loved him. He went to church. He seemed like a nice guy. But in 2001, he was arrested for selling secrets to the Russians for 2 decades. And Hansen sounds like a real gem. Apparently, he blew the cover of several double agents working within the Soviet Union, which led to the execution of several of them. Authorities also claimed that Hansen shared the United States' plans for responding to a nuclear strike with Soviet intelligence. Hansen ended up making about $1.4 million over the course of his dealings and some diamonds to boot. He was prosecuted in the early 2000s and sentenced to life in prison. Jesse James was an outlaw, famous or infamous for staging a whole slew of robberies in the 1860s and 70s. Robert Ford was a general, hanger-on, and pathetic person in Jesse's gang. In 1880, the governor of Missouri put a $10,000 reward on Jesse's head. 2 years later, Robert Ford shoots Jesse in the back in an effort to get all of the prize money, a pardon, and hero status. He did get some of the money, just none of the hero status. Instead, Ford was widely reviled as a coward and a betrayer until he himself was shot in the chest by another outlaw seeking fame. Benedict Arnold was an international merchant in colonial America, but his business was suffering under taxation. So he decided he would join up with the American Revolution, and he actually became a respected commander. But when popular support for the revolution started to wane, he opted to join forces with the Brits. When the key strategic location of West Point was placed under Arnold's command, he betrayed the revolutionary cause and attempted to surrender the plans of the fort to the Brits. Plans that included the location of the fort's weapons. In return, he wanted the equivalent of $3 million in today's money. Arnold's plot was uncovered in 1780 and he was convicted of treason. Afterwards, he ended up fighting for the British crown and eventually moved to London. He died in 1801. There's a special circle in Dante's vision of hell dedicated just to traitors, 2 of which are Brutus and Kassius, Julius Caesar's betrayers. Gaius Cassius Longinus was a Roman general who did not trust the power that fellow general Julius Caesar was amassing. Marcus Junius Brutus was a Roman politician and friend of Julius Caesar, whom I like to call JC. When old JC declared himself ruler for life of Rome, Cassius convinced Brutus that old JC had to be deposed. On March 15, 44 BCE, Brutus led a revolt where Roman senators stabbed Julius Caesar to death on the Senate floor. So who do you think is the biggest, baddest traitor in all of history? Why don't you tell us in the comments? And while you're at it, click like on the video and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to learn more about this topic, go read 10 of history's most notorious traitors over at howstuffworks.com.